Welcome to another episode of the Borderlands Show, Vault Hunters. Today, Tess and Shifty5 come with us.
Shifty5. Are you going to get it?
Shifty.
Shifty5. You all know her.
Today, Tess and Liz join us for a Let's Play of Moxxi's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot. We're giving away a holiday-themed skin for you and your Vault Hunters. And head of DLC production, Anthony Nicholson, talks about the 90-day patch, the heist, and answers your questions.
Plus, Greg will make fun of me for playing on PC.
It wouldn't be the Borderlands Show if I didn't. Let's start with the brand new holiday trailer. Here we are, Fran, episode 4.
Who would have thought?
I mean, the comments on episode 1 definitely didn't think we'd make it this far. You know what I mean?
You out there playing as Flack as well. I didn't think you were going to make it, buddy.
Me? You didn't think I'd make it?
I mean, Zane gang. We got it covered. Episode 4, Mayhem 4, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I see what you did.
See, you like what I did?
How you liking Mayhem 4? It's tough.
Oh, it's rough. I mean, especially playing Takedown on top of it is what makes it rough. But I like that. I like that there's longevity and challenge there.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Borderlands Show. I'm Greg. That's Fran. Each and every month, we come to you to talk to you about what's happening in the land of Borderlands from the top level, give you some news, give you some shift codes, have a good time. Oh, yeah. Of course, you should subscribe. Twitch.tv/Borderlands and YouTube.com/BorderlandsGame. If you are watching on Twitch, we will give away the shift code later. Stop asking about it in chat. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, it's the #1 comment. We get it. It's all upvoted.
It's all about the code.
There. Then the other guy underneath it, thanks for doing God's work. It's like, calm down, everybody. Gosh, don't forget, of course, stream team, Twitch.tv/Borderlands. They're playing all the time. Plus the Bordercast out there on a weekly basis talking to you about what's going on.
So much Borderlands content.
So much Borderlands. There's a ton of it. Speaking of it here in the housekeeping section, let's talk about the gift of mayhem. As I have here from the Borderlands folk, 'tis the season to make some mayhem. If you missed it, last week 2K and Gearbox began giving away all kinds of in-game brand new goodies on the Borderlands social channels. Everything from unique guns to skins for your Echo device to trinkets for your weapons. If you're not following Borderlands on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, you absolutely should, because that's where you'll score the shift codes and get these new holiday-themed items. These shift codes are only active for a limited time, though. They're through January 10th, and if you've been missing out on them, you can head to Borderlands.com for a full list of all the codes that have dropped to date. Of course, we're giving away a new one here, Fran.
Yep.
Are you excited?
Oh, very. But we're doing that later, aren't we?
Of course. Like
you got to make it wait.
How does it feel, Twitch people? You got to sit here and watch us gab about it. You know what I mean? You can't get away.
Great interview.
During a great show. Oh, we got a hell of a show for you, but you got to sit there and take it, don't you? Suckers. Speaking of shift codes, of course, we are continuing all of this stuff, the Gift of Mayhem, later in the episode. New holiday thing for your Vault Hunters. Stay tuned. And in the spirit of giving the Gift of Mayhem, a quick heads up that Borderlands 3 is on sale starting tomorrow on platforms for 35% off. You're watching this show. The odds are you already have the game, but of course, I'm aware, and you are aware, that this game is best with friends.
That's right.
And so one of your cheapskate friends probably doesn't have it. And now here's your chance, 35% off, right?
That's right. Plus, it's the holidays in some places, so you go out, get a little discount code, and give the gift of mayhem.
That's what you do. Pass it on. You think Grandma wouldn't like Borderlands 3? You're underselling Grandma, you know what I mean?
She would love it.
Lastly, of course, too, they want me to remind you, if you didn't know, there's lots of cool Borderlands swag and merchandise on the Gearbox 2K stores. You can get this awesome t-shirt I'm wearing if you go. You can have a great time. A whole bunch of stuff for, Grandma again.
Yeah.
Grandma's a gamer, don't forget.
Grandma will love the t-shirt.
Gearboxloot.com. and store.2k.com. But Fran, enough about this housekeeping.
Yes.
It's time for what you've been playing.
What we've been playing.
The casino's got a hold of you. Strap in, Vault Hunter.
Do it, be it, keep believing. Steer it, own it, push up on it. Love it, live it, always give it your best shot. Then hit him in the gut with the next shot. Watch your leg drop, then a hard flop. Box me in the corner, make the show stop.
Space is cold, honey. Let's get you warmed up.
Steer it, own it, push up on it. Love it, live it, always give it your best shot. Then hit him in the gut with the next shot. Watch your leg drop, then a hard flop. Box me in the corner, make the show stop. Watch me any longer, make the eyes pop. Mouth wide open, let your jaw drop. You running out of time like a stopwatch. A pretty boy's not gonna like this. Cloudwork, 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 cloudwork. You know we on the roll and you know where we go. You know we in the mood and you don't see it coming. You know we never slowing down. We about to do another round. It's time to make your mama proud. We only go to large crowd.
Fran?
Yep.
We've been playing Moxxi's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot.
Got our hands on it in that
sure
sneak
did.
peek.
Of
And
course, yeah.
with a bunch of people from the stream team.
That's right, of course. Tess and Liz. I'm not going to bother trying to say
55.
it. 55.
I love saying 55.
Just they
It's a great
write it
name.
on the screen for me, so I don't have to. Roger, write it right here. 55. See, you know what I mean? Yeah, of course, Tess and Liz, nice enough to come to San Francisco to play with you and me. So let's get into it. Vault Hunter, sound off!
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Fran, also known as part of the Zane Gang.
Hi, my name's Liz. I am playing Flack.
Hi, I'm Tess. I'm playing Amara.
I'm Greg Miller, and I'm also playing Flack, because I refuse to play anything else, because I'm a giant baby. All right, everybody, we're doing it. We're doing Moxxi's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot. It starts with this cool poster. The game of your life awaits. Fran, are you ready for the game of your life?
I'm ready, man.
You're going to lose.
Go to the Handsome Jackpot, huh?
Well, yeah, we got to, get up there, turn the ship.
Oh my god, he's still stuck.
Who sucks?
Claptrap. At this
Oh,
point.
yeah. Of course, we're playing pre-release code here, so we're not using our characters, our mains.
That's right.
We're lowly level 25.
Oh, look at the casino out there. That's
Whoa, that's gorgeous.
cool. That's a cool approach.
Yeah.
Now, Fran, you, of course, have a horrible gambling addiction, so what are you looking for in this casino?
None of that is true. But
That's what I read on the internet.
I have a loot addiction, and I want the
I see what you did
and I
there.
love gold. So, Liz and Tess, do you guys normally play on PC?
Yes.
Yes.
That's right. Greg, how you feel about that?
As the one person here with a controller, I feel great. I was doing stuff. You guys are all worried about your key bindings and your Radeon cards. I wasn't worried. Now, Liz, you play as Flack as well.
Oh, yeah, because I'm a smart person, of course.
Liz is my favorite person in the room, everybody. It's so exciting to have new content. Like, you know what I mean? Like a new place, a new giant meaty piece of content.
Oh, give me money.
God, every single thing in this game is gorgeous.
For me, it's always the style. You know what I mean? That's why one of the reasons I'm so excited to jump into this casino. Because, of course, I loved Handsome Jack, so to see what a casino styled after him means.
And he's so humble, so you really get a sense of his humble nature in this casino.
From humble beginning. Oh, there we go.
Literally everywhere you look is giant face. Oh, he's dropping loot enemies. I love it. You know what's good? I have corrosive on, so this is
Jeez
good
Louise.
fortune.
They're hitting hard.
I got you. Greg, why are you crawling towards the enemy?
It's because it's called Second Wind, Fran. You wouldn't know anything about it.
Oh, okay.
You never go down.
You know
I
what?
guess,
I'm trying to be a Zane friend, and you still got to run away.
I'd prefer if you don't talk to me or look at me the entire game.
SMGs just always feel so good.
I love, love, love them, especially in this game. I also love pistols that feel like SMGs, and there are quite a few of them.
Listen, if your gun feels like an SMG, I'm all about it.
Right?
Honestly, I'm just excited to hear Moxxi narrate this experience so
Oh my
much.
god, Moxxi is my favorite.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I
such a
love
cool
her.
idea to have a heist, right? Like an Ocean's
Yeah.
11 kind of thing.
Okay, so we just got to enter the casino. We're just gonna
Easy
go for
peasy,
it.
man. We got this.
Let's get to it. There's a bunch of enemies down here.
All right, you got him, Fran. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Zane can handle it alone, right?
Yeah, of course. Jump down and die immediately. Sure. It's a little hard to aim on this TV, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, here come the excuses from the PC side. All right.
Oh yeah, the pieces.
It's not moving at a blistering 320 frames per second, so Fran can't keep up. He doesn't.
I wish.
Huh. There's a side mission up here. Just one dude, just sitting here all by himself.
This is incredible. I feel like I'm actually in Vegas.
Oh, this is cool. You can play like blackjack.
Wait, why are you playing blackjack?
Yeah, definitely hit. Dang it, Kevin. Busted.
Fran, how can somebody be addicted to gambling and this bad at gambling?
Oh, I think I found the button.
All right, I'm pressing the button.
Hey kiddos, handsome Jack here saying, spend more money.
Are we? Oh God. Oh my God, this is gorgeous.
Yo, legendary's dropping everywhere for me. See you later, boys.
Oh no, what? I need a little res over here, I think.
sauce. Yo, and another one. Can I play on this build all the time?
So is this not cooperative?
No, it is.
How come the legendaries aren't dropping for the rest of us?
I mean, I guess it sucks to suck, doesn't it?
I'm just saying, maybe it's just the fact that the Flak gang over here, me and Liz get all the cool stuff because he's the coolest character, and Zane gets nothing.
Who's shooting me? Oh.
I was trying to shoot you earlier. You were refusing my duel, though.
Oh, so you're a coward, huh, Fran?
I was too busy playing blackjack.
Look at this, Fran, with his gambling addiction, won't get off of the blackjack tables to see if he's the better shooter than Liz. Embarrassing, some would say.
Greg, after this session, I'm going to throw this TV out. I just want you to know that.
Here come the excuses, everybody.
It's a shame.
It's not a TV, but it's a PC monitor, just like you
I hate
wanted.
to see
Just
it.
like you wanted, you know?
It's definitely not.
It is.
Oh, great. Good job setting it at 30 hertz. See, PC fam gets it.
Oh, are we here?
Oh God. What's this? A Flak needs help?
Oh,
Oh God. I might die before I save you.
I was going to say, the entire group is going down right now. I don't know if we can blame Flax for it.
Get that res. Get the res. Go.
Oh God.
he's dead. He's dead.
Damn, they're hitting hard over here.
Well, my current build doesn't have health regen or anything on it, too, so it's like...
Oh geez, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird to play. Like, I usually have my pet to res me.
Yeah, I spec'd into my green tree for
We're used to
that.
those endgame builds.
That's the excuse, everybody.
I'm gonna remember that next time you die. I need a
I
res.
just died. I'm not. This is me very much mocking myself, Fran. Not you and your horrible gambling addiction. That someone should update on Wikipedia.
Sugar, I'll be forward with you. This
Sugar?
heist, it's personal. Jack and I were an item, briefly. Back then, I dreamed of opening a casino. Jack even promised to bankroll it. But he turned out to be a psychopath, and calling the breakup messy would...
It's like every relationship, am I right?
Oh, Fran.
Wow. Sounds like a personal issue to me.
Was gonna start a hair salon with someone, and it just
You would.
turned out she was a psychopath.
Is that a true story, Fran?
No. Because of my gambling addiction, I never was able to.
It's canon now, everybody.
Is everyone out of their menus?
Let me slip out of this menu into something more comfortable.
When's that Moxxi cosplay, Greg?
Well, I got a few corsets I could get ready.
God.
I'll do it, Kevin. Kevin, order me a corset right now. Fran, by any chance, have you looked at my pet? Have you seen him on your screen?
I've not looked closely.
Cool.
Because it's stupid.
I just want to say that I've tried to duel Fran probably 4 times already, and he ignores my duel requests.
Oh, have you been trying to do it? I'm focused
Yeah.
on this pretty new world. Liz. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I feel like your refresh rate is a little better than mine, and I don't want to,
Are you just upset that you're not playing a Flak?
Definitely
He's jealous.
not.
He's been jealous from the beginning.
Definitely not. Because if you ain't Zane, we can't hang.
Wow. Fran, this bad guy kind of looks like you.
Watch out for the exploders.
He looks nothing like me.
If you did a pencil thin mustache like that, that'd be you.
Wow.
Well, what? Am I not allowed to say that this thing looks like you?
Yo, that mustache. Is that what you're talking about?
Craig, that's definitely offensive. Come on, man.
It's not offensive. I'm
Guy
just
has
saying
huge
you
ears.
look like this man. Imagine Fran
Rude.
with a very pencil thin mustache, hair slicked back
And
like
Dumbo
that.
ears, or do I have Dumbo ears?
Did I say you look exactly like him, Fran? Did I
had
say
a
that it's a
legendary.
spitting
You
image?
know what? I had a legendary, so I'm gonna let this slide. Who wants a flak mod?
I do.
You see how he is, Liz?
Greedy.
All right, Liz, you're not supposed to get. We're supposed to be flag team over here.
No?
It's fun to make fun of Fran. It's not fun to be made fun of by Fran. All right. Rules.
Oh God. Oh
Rules
God.
of the Borderlands
please.
Show.
Nice seeing you, you
There he is.
Rescue
Look at
stranger?
you. It looks dead into your camera, Fran, and tell me that doesn't look like you.
No, don't shoot. This is not what it looks like.
What?
Oh.
What?
Dun, dun, dun,
Timothy
dun.
Lawrence.
Not
I
handsome
am
Jack.
not Jack. Not at all. This away.
Are we supposed to walk like him or just follow him?
Well, what we're supposed to do right now is do a full stop in Liz,
Yeah.
challenge Fran to a duel.
No.
Fran,
Yes.
stop being a coward.
Fran, where are you?
Duel.
Do it.
Duel.
All right. Do it.
Don't hide in the room.
Flack versus Zane, the mission we've been waiting for.
Trying to scare you.
I like it's a cat and mouse game right now.
No!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on!
No. That's what
Rocket
you
launch.
get for teaming up on Zane. The two Flacks had their little plan.
He one-shot me, too. I feel
I had a
weak.
rocket that whole time. I
Feel
was just
weak.
like, I'm just going to use a rocket and pray. This is cool. I like this warning sign. out
Yeah,
of everything.
I really want to step into the.
Do it.
Well, you
Do
can do
it.
it for
Whoops.
me.
Yeah, those things were about to kill me.
Yes, they were.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got
There's a mimic machine,
mimic
guys.
machine
It turns
going
out there's something called mimic machines, and they shoot you.
What?
Oh, you tried
A
to
mimic?
gamble and it just stepped
No.
out?
Yeah, I was
Oh
running
my
around
God.
hitting them. Now you got slot machines that are mimic machines. Be careful.
That's cool.
awesome.
I like that.
Oh God, please don't murderize us.
It's so tempting. Just run. What if we just run for it, everybody?
I don't know. Let's try it. Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Oh my God, are you seriously?
Did you
No.
die?
Did you do it?
Why would you tempt fate like that?
Yeah, did a really good job with all the detail in this casino so far. I feel like
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like it could have easily, I don't know, just felt repetitive. It doesn't at all. It feels like we've
Yeah,
already
this is
been
clearly
to
a brand new place, right?
Yeah.
Andy, when you're editing this right here, put up a photo of Fran next to this pretty boy guy and tell me that doesn't look just like Fran.
You won't do it.
Definitely does
I mean,
not.
like the hair a little bit
Fran?
different, the ears too big, but that face, that's Fran.
Greg, offensive.
It's not offensive. It's me being your friend. What's offensive is that I named my pet Fran Sucks. And every time somebody looks at my screen during this Let's Play, they're gonna see it says Fran Sucks. Hashtag Fran Sucks. Fran,
Yep.
I have a legendary Zane.
Hand it
thing,
over.
you know. There you go. This is my kind of mission.
Yes.
We're gonna take dead fish and make the casino stink. Perfect. Come here. Look right there. This is Andy. He's editing it. He's gonna edit this video, but like, because now you're gonna see it later. It's gonna be fun, right? Andy, why we can't make that hand gesture. Fran, which elemental damage do you think is the most annoying to have on you?
Oh, on your own kind?
Yeah, on your own kind.
On yourself? Probably cryo, because it slows you, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Corrosive seems super annoying.
Yeah, I was good. That was my first pick.
Like, as somebody who occasionally,
Oh,
I don't want to overplay it. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of this, or like, woe is me. But as someone who has occasional heartburn, I feel like I kind of get corrosive damage, and like I wouldn't want that all over my body.
You don't want any of that in
God.
the game.
I've never actually thought about how it would feel to have any of these types of damage on my actual body. I just think about inflicting it on others.
Man, that's dark.
What was that? We got... Yeah, a little weapon trinket. This thing, I'm gonna equip that bad boy, you know? Get a little flair. Oops, that's not the way to do it, though. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm really coming down there, I swear. Now, it was the last one because... two
Fran, are you
bullets,
still
what's that
playing
mean?
slots? You have a problem.
No!
Fran, I really hope that Bruce the Deuce sits on a throne as like a toilet,
Yeah.
like a toilet
That
throne.
would be awesome.
I don't know. Seems like low-hanging poop jokes. Is that really? I think
Yeah.
Borderlands is above it.
Yeah.
Weird how you're getting those flak mods, and I just got a Zane mod.
Really?
Yeah, will you duel me for it?
You... Oh, come on. I have to duel you for it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go.
You're confident now that you won that first time.
Hey, guys, get out of the way. I can't accept. Get out of you, stupid pet. I can't see anything.
I can't see Heather. Yeah!
Wait. We both down?
No, I won.
Oh, come on.
Here. Take that mod.
All right. Oh, I already have this mod. That's very...
Wow.
Yeah,
ungrateful even.
For losing my win streak on that one. Oh, man. That wasn't worth it.
Now.
You guys know that you need a tiebreaker now, right?
Yeah, totally.
We might. Like, we both have to use the same type of weapon. That's what I'm going to propose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know what you were cheating using, but obviously it's very clear to me.
Go to his place and get that damn Jabberfoot back. I don't even have the stupid.
Yo, where's Scrooge McDuck?
I know, right?
Wow, yeah. This is awesome.
God, he's just pooping out legendaries everywhere.
We're the big winners today at the casino.
Yes.
Everybody but Fran, evidently.
Yeah. Well,
Wait now.
as my little skag says, hashtag Fran sucks.
Every mod has been for not Zane, basically.
It's gently encouraging you to stop playing Zane. Get on the winning team of Flack,
No, man.
Winning team.
As they say at the Handsome Jackpot, we don't rely on our luck, Greg. We rely on our skill.
Is that what you were saying last fight? Or
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Come back after being obliterated, and somebody gets
rocket launcher,
somebody gets lit.
no skill rocket launcher.
Oh,
okay,
wow. Now
sure.
you're going to call out the weapon of choice.
Sure,
Stealing my
sure.
lines. All right.
All right, guys. I think our time's up for this Let's Play. So before we go, you guys
That's a
have to
wrap,
settle
everybody.
it. Liz versus Fran.
No.
Decisive
Yes.
round 3. Don't
Okay,
be
wait.
cowards. Fran.
Yes.
Wait. We got to choose weapons, right?
Slappers only.
Yeah.
Are we doing slappers only?
I decided.
Fine.
Because I decide your
Wait,
fate.
wait.
Melee only?
Good job.
I can't tell. My keys
Tess
are
is
back.
harsh but fair.
Melee only?
Yeah, apparently.
All right.
Here we go. Kill.
You didn't say that I couldn't use
Did you
an action.
grenade?
No, I. It's a clone. That's.
Oh, it hasn't even started yet. Let's
Oh,
go.
we're not started yet.
Okay, now we started.
Oh.
You
Oh no! Wait.
Yo,
Sorry,
you're
I
not
forgot.
supposed to use guns. You used
I
a
forgot
gun.
that he's here. Wait. I'm sorry.
I still win.
Oh, you still won.
Victorious.
Congratulations.
You cheated and I still won.
Seems like the whole thing was, borked, as they say.
Well, you know
No.
what, Fran? You can bring it up because we're going to go talk about this at the table.
That's fair.
That's our Let's Play of Moxxi's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot here on the Borderlands Show. Of course, Liz, Tess, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for coming all the way out here for it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Top of the thing, Liz, what did we think? What did you think of the DLC here?
Oh, it was great. I love doing some side missions and stuff.
Yeah.
I really can't wait to play through the whole DLC though.
Sure.
I'm very
yeah.
excited.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Tess?
It was amazing. I love the casino setting.
Yeah.
It really feels like you're in Space Vegas. Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Fran?
Could use a few more slot machines in there. That's what I'm thinking. But I do like the setting. I remember seeing it in the trailer and just being excited that it was so colorful and kind of like Tess was saying, just it pays off. Like all throughout, I felt like each new area was so much color to it, so much going on. It's a beautiful setting, and it's feeling great.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing for me. Is, of course, we saw the trailer last month. We understood what we're getting into. To actually sit down and play it and have not only the environment feel different, but then continue to feel different. The fact that it wasn't like, okay, I know what this casino is going to look like every time. Going in and finding the graffiti, finding the people who have been living inside since Jack died and it got locked down, right?
Yeah.
And then, for that side mission where we ran into the giant vault that had all the casino chips in it, it's like, oh man, you really don't know what's going to be on the other side of these things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like you were getting at too. There's all these little stories that they got going on there, but also it goes back to something that previously happened, kind of with Jack, and that he built this long ago or whatever.
Yeah, well, he stole it from Moxxi, right? And then
Right.
that's such a great idea.
Yeah, but seeing, like you're saying, that there's stories to be told. Like, I think in Timothy's room, I don't know if
Yeah.
I saw, he had scrawled on the wall, like, the days that had gone by. And
It's
eventually,
kinda dark,
it
isn't
was
it?
like,
Yeah.
screw it. And, like, it was dark. But there's all these little pieces in there that are just cool to learn about the lore.
And for me personally, like that's what I want out of Borderlands, right? Like I think that obviously the base game is so good and has so much character and so much story in it. Bloody Harvest was fun, obviously, but even Maurice was good, but not as in depth as clearly this is going to be, right? Malin Takedown, something fun as a challenge, but to have Timothy come out and Flack come up to him and be like, "Is this a sex thing?" Like wearing the mask, I'm like, "Yes."
It's
give me more."
Borderlands. It's always a sex thing.
Exactly.
You might be right about that.
Yeah. So lots of legendaries. That was rad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It was great.
apparently it was raining for some people, not so much for others.
Yeah.
There
Sorry,
were class
Fran.
Not as
mods
much for some.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
Now,
there
again,
were a lot of
it's-
class mods. There were.
Reminder, right? It was preview build. We don't know what the final
Yeah,
change
But I'm
is.
hoping they don't
That's
change
true.
it.
It's going to
Keep
be
it going.
call coming my way in the final build.
No, I don't think
sure.
that's. I don't think
There
that's how it's
were
gonna go.
a crazy, strange number of flak mods.
There were.
Because he's
Quite
the
a
best,
lot.
and everybody admits it. Now here we are. We know now. Everybody knows it now. Yeah.
Yeah, we know what's up.
Yeah.
So you say.
Give me that. There it is, Liz. That's what I'm talking about. Flack for life. What I mean, how much do you want to get back to it? That's my problem. I love playing this preview stuff, but then to not have my character.
Yes, but also like it was so nice to have our hands on it. I'm actually really sad because I just realized we're not going to get to play it for a little
Couple
bit.
weeks. Yeah. The 19th, of course.
Damn
I'm
it.
excited to play through it, but at the same time, I kind of want to savor it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the type of person that wants to play through the game, but also get all the side quests done at the same time. So,
Yeah.
like, I really just want to get in depth and get in there and finish the story.
Yeah.
So, but I'll be sad when it's done, though.
Of
Like,
course.
I love the story in the game. The lore is, like, my favorite.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting thing, too, that we, obviously, at the beginning of the show, mentioned you guys were coming on. How do you describe yourselves? Tess, like, well, obviously, you're the Borderlands stream team. You're part of it. Like, Tess, who are you to somebody who doesn't know, who only watches the Borderlands show to insult Fran in the comments?
Wow.
Well, I stream on the official channel one day a week, and I also host a show called The Border Cast, which is kind of a community podcast talk show. We do all sorts of different episodes where we interview devs, we interview cosplayers, stuff like that. It's very community focused. I love doing that. I love Borderlands. It was what originally got me into streaming.
Really?
Yeah, so I stream it on my own channel all the time, just whenever I get the chance to. And I love the scenery and just the incredible art design in this game.
Sure.
It's really awesome to see it. And every time there's something new, I love exploring that. So that's basically what I'm all about. I just love streaming Borderlands and games like that.
Liz?
So I'm 55 on Twitch, and I play a lot of shooters. It's really my jam. I like playing looter shooters specifically. And so Borderlands, when it was coming out, when the gameplay reveal happened, I knew that it was like my perfect game for me. So I just have been addicted to it since it came out, and I couldn't stop. And so they were like, "You want to join the stream team?"
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say you're the newest member, right?
Yeah, one of the newest members. Me and a couple of other Australian ladies have joined the team to sort of like. I think there's a lot more ladies now on the team. Tess is holding strong by herself for a while, but I was lucky enough to be able to join as well. So I'm actually going to be starting a podcast soon for the Borderlands channel.
Ooh.
I don't know if we're allowed to tell what the title of
Go ahead,
is
do it.
yet. Yeah, all right, we're calling it the Ultimate Vault Hunters.
Ooh.
More focused on like end game gameplay, Mallow and takedown, and then boss farming, things like that, like a super OP builds. And we want to interview people who are like the best of the community. Like I really want to get, I don't know if I could like shout out their names out.
Sure,
but, like,
go for it.
I really
They can't
want
stop you.
to, I want to get some people on like Mopioid, Lazy Data, Jolts, Damn It to Hell, like those types of people. I think it would be really cool to have on the stream. So be awesome.
That's
awesome.
going to be a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations.
All about those builds. So.
Like
Here we go.
Like the things that are gonna break the game. Like that's really my focus.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's just Fran, a period.
Yeah, just let me play the game. It'll break. Not in a good way.
Tess, for you, you talked about like Borderlands drawing you in, right? And it's colorful and it's this awesome world. When somebody asks you why Borderlands, why dedicate so much time to it? For you, what's the answer?
I mean, the loot, of course, but the shooting. I'm kind of a gunplay snob, and Borderlands 3 especially. It's so funny. I feel like over the years since Borderlands 2 came out, because Borderlands 2 was my first-person shooter.
Yeah,
it was a modern game.
Wow.
And that was years ago, and I played it for years, and I loved it. Borderlands 3, the gunplay, it's like in another universe.
Yeah.
It feels so good just to run around and shoot things in the world and kill people in video games.
Just in video games.
We're learning a lot.
Unlike Fran's gambling addiction.
Yeah.
Right, sure.
And you get epic loot for it in
Yeah.
this gorgeous environment. Like, it doesn't matter what world you're on. It doesn't matter if you're in an awesome space Vegas casino. It doesn't matter what you're doing in the game. There's incredible lore and stories told all around you, but all of it is so much fun just to run around and shoot things through.
Yeah. Liz, do you see the same thing? I mean, that Tess is talking about of why you come to Borderlands, why you spend so much time with Borderlands.
Ooh, so for me, I think it's the replayability and also just finding those super OP pieces in the game, things that are going to make my build amazing. Like I just made this really cool radiation build that is just game breaking. Awesome. I love it.
And then I think the final thing, because I want to get a wrap up, obviously, on what we thought of the DLC from this preview. But for both of you, being on the stream team, being so front facing and dealing with the community, how do you describe the Borderlands community?
Helpful, for one. People are always. I don't want to say they backseat because it's not really. It's not really the way. That's not really. I don't really feel like people do that. I feel like they want to help. They want to help you have the best build possible and find the best guns possible. People are always sending me like really awesome guns and like you should try this blue gun. It's really great. And I'm like, I'm so sure it's really great, and then I try it and it's amazing.
Right.
And so I don't know. I feel like besides Damn It to Hell's wood blockers, I usually get sent a lot of really good guns. So, if you're not in on this joke, Damn It to Hell has been sending me
them to you.
wood blockers every single day, literally as long as I can remember.
Your mailbox
My least
is
favorite gun.
always full.
My least favorite gun.
Reject.
Always.
Yeah.
And then Tess, what about you in the community? You've been a part of it for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, to echo the helpfulness thing, that's what drew me originally. When I started playing Borderlands 2, I was literally streaming for like a week, I think, and people came into my channel, and it was a viewer that recommended the game originally, and people helped me by playing with me, sending me stuff, not through mail system, but literally just jumping into my game and dropping a whole bunch of things and explaining what they all were, and I'm really, really directionally challenged, left, right, and so people would tell me where to go all the time, and it's, I don't know, the community is really, really, really helpful, and it's also incredibly creative. Some of the cosplay people that I've gotten to talk to, and just the community's sort of inventiveness of builds and things like that, it amazes me all the time. And getting to know so many people from all over the world that love this game, that are super, super into it just like we are, is really cool.
That's right. Yeah, the community's incredible. I know Fran ignores all the comments, but they've been so nice to us on the Borderlands show. It's so helpful.
When did I become a heel of the show? What happened?
Well, no, I'm making fun of you, so I'm the heel.
Yeah, that's
you
a good
just get
point.
to be the guy that takes it all.
It's convincing though,
bottles
because
it
I've
up.
even turned on myself apparently.
All right, so before we get out of this segment and get on with the show, Moxxi's Heist. I thought it was great. I can't wait for more. I mean, I scratched the surface there, but having those stories there, having, again, Moxxi in your ear, let alone her stepping off the hologram table and walking around, I thought that was such a cool way to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying was one of my favorite parts. Like, obviously, I love all the Handsome Jack faces everywhere you look in the new, casino. He's just everywhere to show what a humble guy he always was. But seeing, Moxxi and hearing her all the time, it's really cool to have her narrate that experience. And definitely one of my favorite parts of it so far.
Yeah. I loved hearing Moxxi. I loved hearing Jack's voice. I feel like I've missed it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I missed it until it was there, present, all around us.
Amy and Clark, right? Such a great performance.
It was really great. That was probably my favorite part, but I'm super, I do feel like we only scratched the surface, and I'm so excited for more.
Yeah.
Oh, same. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited. I love Moxxi too. She's probably one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, like we didn't get that. Like I don't know what the final boss is or the boss is, and so depending on when this is out, we'll see how much has been revealed by them. But that's one of the things I'm most excited about. Getting another boss or two or whatever it is in the game is just, it's helpful to spread out the variety, but we've already fought these bosses a lot at this point, so getting some new stuff is going to really invigorate, and hopefully the drops that come with it as well.
Yeah, excited for new loot.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Very
I want new cosmetics.
Shiny new loot.
I always like looking shiny in here. Thank you again, both, so much for joining with us. What's the easiest way for people to keep up with you?
Definitely my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Tessichka, and also Twitter, Tess Games, or Instagram, Tess Games.
I am on Twitch, twitch.tv//55. Good luck spelling that one.
Just Google it. You'll run into it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Fran, let's get on with the show. As I live and breathe, Anthony Nicholson.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you so much. I'm great. I'm intimidated by the beard. The beard is too good.
It's impressive, and it's very well groomed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in one of those situations where, a lot of people say, my wife will only have a beard. And I try to shave or get it, try to do something like, maybe I don't want to deal with this right now. And she was like, don't you shave.
Yeah, she remembers pre-beard.
She does.
Yeah, my wife's the same way. She's like, no.
She's like, nah.
Sometimes I'll joke around about it. Yeah, like on an extra live stream. Maybe I'll put into it. She's like, no, you won't. Wow, you won't do that at all. That's not
exactly. No.
It's the Borderlands show tit.
Hey, I see what you're doing.
I regret it.
Cool.
Now, Anthony, my notes here say head of DLC production on Borderlands 3.
Yeah,
What the hell does that mean?
Great way to segue into that.
Well, so I get to kind of manage all of the different DLC projects that we have going on, the campaigns, the events, the takedowns. I'm kind of the umbrella that kind of oversees those different things. And,
Gotcha.
Just trying to make sure that everything's in line and that we get the community what they want.
So then, is that more the top of the pyramid? You're not like coming up with every idea for it.
No.
You're trying to keep the teams organized and moving
That's
and on
it.
schedule?
Yeah. So I work with, we have individual teams who kind of work on each of those things, and it's part of my role and the production team's role to make sure that those things keep moving and that they hit on the times that we want them to launch, and make sure that everybody gets all this cool stuff, month after month after month.
Sure. Yeah, no pressure.
No, not at all.
It's kind of like your entire game now.
Sure, right. Yeah, exactly. Like,
Paul Sage passed you the baton. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff, as you guys see. We are launching something every single month.
Yeah, of course,
and that's the plan. That's we have this long tail that Borderlands 2 kind of showed and was like, hey, this is how we do stuff. This is how we do DLC. So now on Borderlands 3, we want to keep that up and keep doing the same thing.
Well, I mean,
I was going to say, maybe to use an example, so from Moxxi's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot, like, does that have a lead, director or somebody on it that reports back to you? Is that how that works?
Yeah. So there's some of those, we've kind of broken them down into individual teams with all of the different people who, all worked on the main game. So it's still the same people who worked on Borderlands 3 are the ones who are also working on now in smaller teams for these individual DLCs, events, and takedowns.
I want to get into your DLC philosophy. I want to get into the 90-day patch. But before any of that, I just want to get, how do you get to this role? How do you get to being the head of DLC production? You're just out there cracking whips all day long.
I wish it was like that. No, I think that working at Gearbox is really awesome. That we've had the different opportunities to lead different types of teams, that strike teams or individual kind of efforts that go on. And I was a producer on Battleborn, and then I came over and was kind of one of the main producers on Borderlands 3, and it just kind of works out that way. We have so much going on, and and so many different opportunities for people like myself for the people like Randy and Sage and everyone to be like, hey, we think that this person is capable of doing that, and that happens all over the studio.
How long have you been at Gearbox?
It'll be 7 years this year.
Wow, look at that. Wow. The whole time there was no Borderlands.
Borderlands 2 was the first game that I worked on the DLC. So.
Oh, right.
Those are pretty good. It's not bad.
Pretty good jumping in point. Yeah. And so, when did you know you wanted to make games for a living?
Oh, man. It's actually a funny story, because whenever I was...
He's like, I don't.
No, yes.
This is all just like the shop takes off.
Yeah. Wait, I'm making games? So after I got out of high school, just like everyone else who's in high school is like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Who cares, right? I'm just going to live in my mom and dad's house. But I actually had a full ride scholarship to play football. So I went and played football in West Texas, and I was going to be a lawyer, actually. But playing football in college in the NCAA is super grueling, and it's like a full-time job, except you don't get paid. Until now, they're starting to do that stuff. But it was like, this is a full-time job. It's really wearing on me mentally and emotionally. I love football, but do I really want to try and go further?
What year was this? Is this freshman year? Like you already knew? Or?
Yeah. It was like 2002.
Yeah.
So I started to reevaluate, right, and start thinking seriously, like, no, I don't think I'm going to be an NFL football player anymore. This is too much work. And no, I don't think I'm going to be a lawyer, which is what I was going to
a lot of work there, too.
But what do I do? What's that constant thread? And it's always been games for me.
Wow.
Growing up, playing Zelda all the way up until, the latest games that we have now, it's kind of been the thing that has always ticked, that I can look back and say there's always this season or this part of the year that there was a game that defined that. And so I just started looking into it and, went to game design school, and here I am.
Wow. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Well, we're lucky to have you.
Exactly, we are. So now, speaking of lucky to have you, what is going on in this 90 patch? All right,
Yeah.
day 90 patch, what's happening?
A whole lot of stuff. So we've fixed some issues that have been some pain points. We've done some balanced things that people have actually asked for.
Yeah.
And of course, we've added the first of the campaign DLCs, the Moxxi Heist of the Handsome Jackpot, which hopefully everybody really loves and enjoys. There's some of that the Hyperion flavor, and you get to see some of that essence of Handsome Jack that we know that our fans have loved. So,
as I'm sure everybody watching knows, we just played it. I really had a great time, and it's one of those things that it's super annoying to have my job, because all weekend long I was like, God, I wish I could play more of it. I want to run through with my flak, and I want to go through and see the rest of the environments, because that's still what caught me the most off guard, I think, is how beautiful and detailed and different each one of those environments are as you run through.
Yeah, we absolutely wanted to kind of break off these DLCs, and you can see through the Borderlands main game, like there's a kind of like a point on the map where you go to a different place that has a different feel, a different environment, and this certainly did not change for what we're doing here either. You know, you got the trash part, and it's kind of dilapidated, and you see Handsome Jack everywhere, but Handsome Jack is dead. So, how are we doing with that as a player? And you know, thinking that you see all the Hyperion things. So it should be really cool.
Yeah, when we talked to Randy about it, he was saying you kind of get in a room and you throw everything at the board until you find like something to latch onto. And I forget exactly what it was about. Maybe it was Handsome Jack or whatever that led you to this one. But
well, it started right. He was talking about the yacht, right? Like having a giant space.
Oh
yacht.
yeah, maybe that was
it. Was like
right?
Because we had talked about things like is there like a Murder on the Orient Express type thing? Is there like a Ocean's 11 type thing? There was parts in Borderlands 3 where, the narratively and flow-wise, Hyperion didn't fit, and, Handsome Jack is dead, so does that make sense? But DLC allows us to do some of those things, like explore outside of the box and kind of push the envelope a little bit more and do some of those crazy things. So we thought, hey, what if we got into this relationship that Moxxi had with Handsome Jack, and, now he's dead, so I'm going to go take back my stuff and make it happen.
It's a cool setup so far. Yeah, I'm really digging the vibe, like Greg said.
Cool, thank you.
I know we're not here to talk about everything that's to come, but can we expect that type of variety for the upcoming DLCs that come after this? It just looks so vibrant and colorful, and it's different in a lot of ways, although it's still Borderlands.
For me, the thing about it, right, and you get to answer this question, don't think you're getting out of it, is that it's fleshed out, right, in the way that I love the fact that when we get going, like we were talking about while we were playing, Moxxi's in your ear.
Yeah.
This is the narrative. This is why it's happening. This is why I've gotten you here. And when she comes off the hologram table and starts interacting in the room with us, I was like, this is awesome. This is the kind of content I want of story content.
Yeah, all of these individual DLCs are all different, but they feel... you'll have some of that familiarity with them too, but environmentally and tonally, each of the season pass DLCs will be very different.
They'll have a different feel.
If you're liking how it feels to be on this, kind of sequestered casino thing, like the others are very different as well.
Yeah, like in other words, right, could have maybe somehow been a continuation a little bit, right, of sort of what happens at the end of the main story, but it's not. It feels very different, an aside, and then within that it's got side missions, and I like that it's very different, especially the environment, like we were saying.
Yeah, and there will be a common thread, like with this one, like Moxxi tells us about a thing that she had going on that we didn't know about, and now we find out and go and explore it, and the other ones will be similar in that way too, where we're going and kind of getting on with the different types of things that people have talked about, or the NPCs or characters have gone through in the past.
So you talk about, your head of DLC production, and we're talking about how your approach to this is, let's get weird, right? Like we can do all these different weird things. That's awesome, and I love the idea of that, and I love what we're seeing from it already with this first one. But with you being in the big chair and trying to oversee all these teams, how do you decide when it's enough content, when it's too thin on content, right? When Randy was here, he was talking about, like, he's doing a playthrough of the Moxxi stuff, and he's like, 7 hours in? He's like, granted, I'm a completionist. I'm trying to do everything, find everything. Like, that sounds like such a crazy amount of content. And as we all know from playing Borderlands 2 DLC, we know how meaty these story campaigns are.
Yeah.
Like, how do you judge that? Because games aren't, all right, we need this many hours, check the box, and you move on. Or this many missions equates to this, I guess.
It's very fluid.
Yeah, well, really what it is, well, number one, a lot of this and most of what we do whenever we're talking about responses and live type of content has to deal with what the community is wanting and what they ask for. What do we feel that they would really get excited about and what they really want to go and do. And then it's all a team effort. We get in with all the different designers and the different pipeline groups and see like what can we do. But we also want to make sure that as we're going through the main game and we've seen how Borderlands 3 ends up shaking out, what feels like a good bite-sized piece of content that's also exceptional and that you can really play and people would expect to pay, you know, however much the season pass costs and how much, you know, if you buy it a la carte, does it feel like I'm getting that value?
Share your value.
Yeah, so everything that we do, we, as you guys have seen by now, we kind of overdo it and put a lot more.
Borderlands overdo it?
Never.
We have a lot of content, a lot of free stuff that we put out too, and so, you know, that's no different with our DLCs.
Nice. What you know, we only got to play a little bit of it, and like Greg said, I'm excited to see more. One of the things that was on my mind is like, what can we expect in terms of like the boss type stuff? Like, do you guys go as far as complex like pain and terror type bosses in this one? Or I know you don't want to give it away, but like, can we expect a similar experience with that, or is it more focused on the loot and the level and so on?
There's a good balance there. It strikes the balance of there's a lot of loot. There's a lot of new. With every DLC, there will be new gear and new things for you to hunt out and grind and go and find and reward for completing those different challenges and objectives and stuff. But with the boss itself, it's very different from anything that we've had in Borderlands 3. But you know, every time that we approach one of the
That's a good way to put it.
Every time we approach one of these boss fights, we want to make sure that it's a unique experience and that it feels very at home within what the content is that you're running through. And I think people will really enjoy the boss for this one too.
Yeah, I mean, I like where you guys have taken boss fights in 3 in particular, and them being very unique, and there's some puzzle elements to some point even, it feels like.
Yeah.
And I'm a big, actually, Metroid fan, and so in some ways, I get that feel sometimes from the boss. So anyway, I'm glad to hear that there's more intrigue.
That is a lot of it too. You know, our boss designers did a really good job trying to take what do people expect, and then what do we think would really make this really enjoyable and really challenging but fun and make you feel like you're achieving something.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure for me. I got to work on, I did the paper design for the Troy boss fight.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
So writing all of that down and going through and doing my different research and saying, you know, I would like this to do this and this to do that. And then going to those guys and saying, hey, what do you guys think? And them loving it, and then kind of making sure that type of motif goes through with each of the different boss fights as well. That was really cool, and I think we'll see that with all of the boss fights that we see going in each of the DLCs.
Exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so...
Yeah, it's funny. We were supposed to talk about the 90-day patch. This is part of it, right? But there's probably still a lot to talk about there, right?
Well, don't worry. We have the mailbag coming up, and let me tell you, those people want to hold your feet to the coals, so don't worry about that. There's more of that coming. I mean, the top of it. I mean, before we even get there, is your teaser, right? Before we move on, what's going on with Guardian rank, right? Like that's the one thing I know that like the 90-day patch is trying to work with, right?
Yeah. So we had an unfortunate issue that we had to ship, and that's fixed. So now the perks will be working again.
Okay.
Before the stats and the different accrual of the XP and things like that were still working, but just the actual perks themselves weren't working, but we fixed that. So
perfect. That'll be big.
Yeah,
to have back. Are you guys still looking into the turning it off across, globally, being able to turn off Guardian ranks?
Yes. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
That's something, like I said, the community, as much as people say like, don't read the comments, we have a dedicated group of people who read the comments. Yeah. And as much as it pains them sometimes, that's some of the stuff that myself and those guys want to make sure that they're seeing and understanding, so that we can kind of direct and think about the things that we can do to improve the game and to really bring more of that joy to the community and help them understand that they are legitimately making an impact on what we do.
There's such a world of difference between I don't like Guardian rank because of X, Y, and Z, and dear Gearbox, I hope you die. This is the word, you know what I mean? Like there's critical feedback.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And there's being a jerk.
Exactly. I mean, there are so many passionate Borderlands fans, and we talked a little bit on the show of like that's one of the things that makes Borderlands special is it's the good ones, that is. There's a lot of like giving, super passionate fans that spend so much time in the world, and like they play way more than us. I think combined at the table, and I think it's great to have that feedback.
Yeah, no, it is.
As much as sometimes you're like, they're kind of right about that.
Yeah, a lot of what the community does, and a lot of the stream team and the different viewers. All of that stuff. We have meetings weekly to determine like what types of things we should try and accomplish for the future, and what types of things that we should do for this week that can be fixed now. Because things like the Guardian rank bug, that's not something that can be fixed in a hot fix, which really sucks, and we're not happy about it. But there are things that we can address right now that other people have been commenting on that we want to get out as soon as possible.
Well, speaking of people saying, hey, fix this, do that. I have one that's in the mailbag, but I'm going to pull it up here, right? Because I just feel it. Poe writes in, Main Zamara, and says, now that Takedown has been kicking everyone's butt, any chance of adding a respawn point at the boss so it doesn't feel so punishing?
That is actually something that we've been talking about. There's a few things that go into that with balance and different aspects of how the map is set up.
Yeah.
But it is something that we're talking about right now and considering.
I don't get me wrong. I went to the boss with my team a few weekends ago. By the way, I don't know if I've mentioned it. I platinum Borderlands, everybody. Fran doesn't play with me, but I platinum Borderlands.
I was happy to help.
It's okay. It's okay. You can all. Kevin, you want to? Thank you, Kevin. Exactly. No big deal, please. No, don't make a big deal out of it. Just my platinum trophy. Don't worry about it. 106. No big deal. But I have to imagine that's so hard because we got to the boss, my team, and we got our butts kicked over and over and over again. And it was that thing of like, oh, man, this sucks that we're not beating it. But it's so much fun that we got here. And now the challenge, and that was incremental. Like, we did better this way if I went that and did this. Like, you want it to be challenging, right? It is add-on content. Takedown's supposed to be really tough. But what the balance is between it being too hard and not hard enough.
Yeah, especially with the different player scaling and things like that. The same. I experienced the exact same thing that you guys did. I just beat it myself with my group after several times.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was gonna say, when you don't add a checkpoint like that before a boss like that, what's the main reasoning? Is it a concern that they'll just use that checkpoint so much they'll start getting the loot a lot faster, that you wear out the gameplay, or how does the team decide that?
I mean, you certainly could. You quit out and respawn right there, and it's a rerunnable boss. But the team really wants the impact of conquering the Valkyries, right? That's kind of your mid checkpoint, and you go through there. After you beat that, then you continue on. They want you to feel that, and so that's kind of one of those flags, and then you continue on. But yeah, we want to make sure that people are enjoying it though, and we want to make sure that people feel good when they beat it. But yeah, we agree. If you have to do it over and over again to where you start getting tired of it, then that's not fun.
Yeah.
We want people to have fun while they're playing.
Such a fine line, man.
Yeah.
And that's where you come back to that team you're talking about that reads all these comments right now.
Yeah,
and
we pull all of that stuff together, and then we sit in a room and talk about it for a couple hours and say, hey, what can we do with this and that, and how, if anything, what can we accomplish here to kind of get the desired feeling from the community and get them to really enjoy this and feel accomplished at the same time.
What's the team feeling on the difficulty right now? Like, is it? Do you think it's too hard?
It varies.
Yeah,
it varies by who you talk
decided?
to. I play the game all the time.
Yeah.
And it's hard to me, but some of the level guys are like, oh no, this should be a little bit harder
with the right build, right?
Just get back here and crit the entire time.
Yeah. But I like how you guys figured out, like, it's part of that. You kind of talk through what the strategy will be.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of part of it. After me and my team started talking and saying like, okay, hey, whenever he does this, you do that. And I'm going to go over here and make this happen. Like, that's when we actually started to work on it.
I think it harkens back to what, when you guys came through originally, we were talking about it, we were joking around and calling it's the raid that's not a raid, right? We're not calling it a raid because that means something very specific. But even knowing at its DNA that it's the raid that's not a raid already makes so much sense. Because you have a role to play. You have a thing to do. Right. It is about that journey to getting there, like getting through the Valkyries and being like, oh my God, there's more? Oh God. Right? And then figuring out how those incremental steps to get to where you need to be.
Yeah. But I do like that. I think that's it. Like in some parts of Borderlands, with a good build, you're just kind of blazing through it at this point. And this reminded us, and added in even where it was like, wait, you probably should be coordinating with people. This is a team effort.
Yeah.
And if you're out there just sort of running in a circle trying to survive, shooting, like maybe you'll do it, but otherwise you probably need to get on chat or and do it. And I think that is the big difference here, is that if you don't, it can feel very punishing.
Yeah, for sure. I remember the first few times that I ran through it with my group of friends, me knowing what to expect and how to do this thing. Still, it's you go in there and then you die almost immediately because you just run straight to it, right? You see this big thing and it's like, oh, okay, that's where we attack. But then by the time we get done, like, one person's over there, one person's over there. I'm using the elevator, jumping up and down, shooting down with my electric cutsman, and it's like, oh, look, we've done a strat now. Yeah, we've got it. And then we go and do it, and it's kind of like that Mega Man approach, right? Like Mega Man kind of teaches you how to play the game as you play through it. Yep. And you jump off the cliff. Okay. Oh, now there's this thing that pops up. Okay, now I know not to do that next time. We felt that whenever we finally did it. So now we've beaten it, 3 or 4 times after struggling the first few dozen times to even get close to being able to.
And now you're trying to set the world record. Speed run coming from Anthony. Like, you're on the team. That's kind of not fair. Like, I don't care. I have it. Before we get to the questions in the mailbag, I do have 2 other things you guys wrote down here for the Day 90 patch. Quality of life stuffs, tweak to boss loot and drop rates, and then changes to Vault Hunter builds and gear. What's that all about?
So, well, in general, the changes to the builds and gear really references the new stuff that we're putting in.
Okay.
And then, of course, getting some more of that balance in for making sure that each of these Vault Hunters is viable.
But let me pause on that for a sec, though. Actually, with the builds, and certainly each individual Vault Hunter, it's certainly ebbed and flowed a little bit since launch. How are you feeling about, the Vault Hunters right now in terms of balance? Do you feel anybody's particular week that you're working on, or,
No, we feel a lot better with where we've come in the last couple of months. We saw and addressed a lot of those concerns early, much to the disappointment of some of the community, where we were fixing legitimate bugs that weren't supposed to be happening.
When you just kept the pipe bomb and stuff.
We just kept nerfing Flak that's right, over and over again. Yeah, we remember.
With the pipe bomb and things like that.
Yeah.
But now that those things have kind of regulated, we're moving towards, and now we can kind of move and adjust those knobs as we need to. And with new guns comes new and new gear and things like that. Come new types of balance that needs to happen. But with the loot itself, we heard that people wanted to be able to, kind of target these specific enemies and be able to go and kind of farm them for those specific legendaries and things like that. So we've done more of that, and we're surfacing more of that. So we have better drop rates and things like that are going on.
Right. Yeah, so we've already seen some of those changes. You're saying there's more of that being more of that targeted loot.
Yeah, we'll continue to iterate on that and make it to where it feels a lot
more intuitive, maybe.
Yeah.
Where to get stuff. Cool.
Awesome. Well, I want to turn over to Mailbag, but I also want to point out, of course, that your influence as head of DLC will be felt throughout 2020, right?
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to get in January with the Borderlands Show. We're going to get to talk about the next seasonal event, which is
coming soon.
Fuck. And then
That's
also
a great name for a seasonal event.
Coming
soon. And then also we're going to get to do the roadmap, right, for what's happening with DLC in 2020 when we come back. So that's pretty exciting. But you know all of it. You just won't tell us now.
I do know all of it.
Perfect.
We tried.
What a great show. Let's go to Mailbag.
Mailbag.
All right, Anthony. Hot seat time. Community's all about it. Dante, who of course is smart in Maine's Flak, writes in and says, "Hey, Anthony. The approach you guys took towards making every planet feel unique and vastly different from each other, while ambitious, was absolutely nailed. The atmosphere and feel of every planet is super distinct, with my personal favorite being Athenas. Which brings me to my question. Will we see more of Athenas in future DLC? It seems weird to have this super serene, tranquil, and well-fleshed out planet with only one area to explore. P.S. Love the game and everyone at Gearbox."
Thanks, Dante. Athenas is amazing. And with all of the different environments that we had, the different planets that we went to, our art director, Scott Kester, he had this vision that we just hit in all of the different right places for kind of getting the aesthetic and the feel and the vibe of each of those planets. Yeah. And Athenas is one of those ones where, we just had the one map on there. It is certainly something that we are exploring to make sure that we can kind of get more out of that. And I love it. We used it a lot for a lot of our marketing kind of promo type things because of just it's gorgeous, right? Like the different sunsets and the blues and the pinks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's something that we would love to do.
Piggybacking off it, and I know that you're not going to say anything because you're a clam over there about DLC stuff, but do you feel that every DLC needs to be a brand new, not area, or like does it need to be a new space, a new planet, or could it be that we go back for a DLC to a planet we've been to, but a new area, new map, new whatever on it?
I don't think so. It's all about gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not necessary to completely put a new environment or add a new planet, for example. But in certain situations, like with Moxxi's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot, like it's in space, it's at a space casino. There's not a space casino on Pandora that we know of.
Yeah.
So that one makes sense. But no, I think we can get mileage out of what we have, but also whenever we want to and we want to hit a certain vibe or a certain feeling, depending on what the DLCs are, then yeah, we want to make it kind of look a lot different than what we've seen up to that point.
Okay. Acceptable.
Yes.
I'll allow it. Fran, you want to do one?
Sure. Let's take a question from Artemis, who is Amara.
Nice.
Says, Maya was my main Vault Hunter in Borderlands 2, and I love the new design that she was given in Borderlands 3. Is there any chance that both she and Zero could have their new Borderlands 3 looks added into Borderlands 2 as costumes? I know it's a stretch, but we did get story DLC for BL2 after 7 years, so I figure it's worth asking.
That is one of those things you guys are crazy enough to do.
So
just for the hell of it.
that's pretty much your answer. Is normally I would say, we're really focused on making sure that Borderlands 3 DLC is, yada, yada, yada. But we just came out with a new story campaign for a game that was 7 years old, so I don't know.
Anything's possible.
I can't say no.
Can you take it back to the mothership and shop it around? With,
Yeah, I mean, it's technically that would be DLC, and you are the head of DLC, so I really feel like there's no one to talk to. I feel like the buck stops here.
Yeah, just send yourself an email.
Just do it. You already have the character model, low res them. I don't know how it works, and put them in the other game. It's
Low
done.
res, exactly. That's how.
All right.
Oh, he's stonewalling.
A clam!
Man, look at
Clam
He's
over
really
there.
good. PR loves this guy. They're like, he's good. Not saying anything.
It really is one of those things where it's like,
You don't know yet.
It's crazy. Borderlands 2 just came out with DLC, so I can't say it's out of there.
All right.
It's really good.
Well, maybe.
It's
At
really
first,
good.
I was like, I thought he was saying we're not sure yet. Now I'm starting to think it's happening or something. So I'm
Right.
Don't think that.
perfect amount of
Go
confusion.
ahead.
Definitely don't think that.
Go ahead.
Just
IGN,
speculating
write up
comments.
that headline. It's happening. Don't worry.
Exactly.
They'll love it. Quote us. Sankeri, who mains Zane. Zane Gang. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
You like Zane.
I'm a Zane player. It's funny. He's always
Anthony,
waiting for
feel
me
these
to
biceps.
jump in.
Hold on. Feel these biceps over here.
There's
What's
not,
going on with
okay,
this guy?
ex-football player. I'm not going to have him jump in. He's like, sure. Love the Zane Gang.
Saki says, will we get more rarities in the future, like pearlescence and effervescence in Borderlands 2? What's your take on that?
We don't have any plans to do any new rarities, but the way that we've designed the gun system, we have all these different permutations that we can add, all of these different unique pieces to it. So we're going to continue to do that. And with each DLC or each event, each of these different drops that we have post-launch, you'll get to see more and more new guns. But no, we don't have any plans to do anything like pearlescence.
Fran?
I don't know. The next one's Flack, and then if we're reading the last one is Zane. I feel like we
Fine,
should.
then I'll do it. Nathan, who remains Flack, like a
There it
smart
is.
person. Isn't that right, Kevin? Love you guys. Anytime I need a laugh, I tune in. Keep up the great work. I think that was about us, but I'll take it. Thank you very much. Thanks for all your support.
I'm hilarious.
Do you think that the Lost Loot machine could ever be revamped to function like the other vending machines with an interface that allows you to favorite/junk gear on the spot and sell what you don't want to keep?
Oh, that's pretty interesting. The way that it's designed is not made to do that. It serves its purpose by getting you the stuff that you left behind or whatever. I don't think it's out of the question, but it's not something that we've talked about before or tried to think that we need this thing to happen.
Yeah, talking to the team, I had understood there was some reasoning of wanting you to move through the ship as well and why you sell stuff, right?
Right. And you go back, especially the way that we have things set up on the ship. We want people to be able to explore, and we want people to go and kind of farm that loot, those specific bosses and things like that. So, keep on doing that. But yeah, we don't really have anything to to try to do with the loot machine.
Yeah, I think the question comes from a good place, right? So after
No,
you've done it all, so to speak, you want to get more and more efficient, but obviously, you got to keep the balance on Sanctuary and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Final question.
Next question, Greg. All right. Torin, who's a Zane main? That's what I love to see. That was the reaction he was looking for. A little slow today. We also have the perfect question for you coming out of Battleborn here. Is Borderlands in the same universe as Battleborn? Asked Torin. We saw El Dragon Jr., but is this just as a fun reference or something substantial? If so, will we see more Battleborn goodness in Borderlands 3? Side note, I hate admitting I'm a Zane main because Fran will use it as ammunition. Of course.
No, keep reading the insult. Keep reading the insult they put in there.
And he's a bit of a mook. Well, I haven't been called that since high school. Jeez. You love Zane. Don't turn your back now. Stick with it. Gotta stay strong.
I don't know. That's a Randy Varnell. How come
man, we had him
on. You had him.
We got him off.
Get him on the phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2K. We need him. Call him right now.
But no, as far as like references and stuff like that, we love that game, and we wouldn't have been able to build on the things that we have now without the experiences that we went through with Battleborn, and El Dragon. That was a cool one. Whenever we saw that stuff pop up, but there's different references that go through there. I would love to have other things in there, but a lot of that comes down to what's going on with the individual teams and what they're doing. I have personal things that I've asked for some of the characters that I worked on for Battleborn, but we'll see how far that goes.
El Dragon. I screwed the pronunciation up, so that's the correction. I want to make sure we get it right.
Dragon.
I'm a Battleborn noob, apparently.
This is why you're a mook.
Yeah, that's why I'm a mook.
You got him, Torin. You laid him out. I love it. Perfect. Anthony, what's Mercenary Day for those who don't know?
Mercenary Day is our way of giving some gifts to the community.
That's right.
We have quite a few things that in-game items that we're going to give out, and some more of that free content that we keep on cranking out because we want people to look cool in the game, and we want people to have fun doing it. And you have a Shift account, you get free stuff.
And that's why, everybody, we're giving you this Shift code for Mercenary Day. This is the one that unlocks the holiday skins, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's a couple things in there.
Okay, yeah. Because I know you're doing a whole bunch of stuff, and then this is the one you get here. And again, thank you, live people, for waiting this long.
Yes.
YouTube people will never see it because they put it in the comments.
That's
right
right. This is fine.
Yeah, no, give me the view and
we
run.
want
I don't
you to
care.
get it as fast as possible. But those of you who patiently watch us live, thank you. And there was the code.
Yeah, exactly.
Pasted in chat by now as well.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's all that's going through chat. Oh no, that's going to be
the shift codes on Twitter.
The rest of the show.
That account is got.
Now it's been copied into text into the comments.
Exactly.
Head over to shift.gearboxsoftware.com.
Yeah,
it's one place to do it.
Anthony, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys for having me.
It's a pleasure.
It feels great out here. You're all festive and stuff. I will.
I can't wait to see what the rest of it is. You know what I mean? Because then I'll know what to dress as from there on out for your seasonal content.
That's true.
But Fran, the next piece of seasonal content is so far away. If I wanted to know where to go to find out what the next seasonal content would be, Fran, where would I go?
Borderlands.com.
No, you'd go Ask a Psycho, of course.
Ask a Psycho.
Kevin from Daly City asks, what's the next seasonal event going to be? How the would I know?
Ask a Psycho.
I mean, seriously, guys, they don't really listen to me about this kind of stuff. It's way above my pay grade. You got a lot of big holidays coming up. I mean, Valentine's Day, Groundhog Day, Arbor Day. I would want it to be something like rad and 80s themed, but nobody cares what I say. Got a lot of good ideas. They just don't care. I have spoken!
Ask a Psycho.
Thanks for watching the Borderlands Show, everybody. We'll be back January 22nd-ish. We like to leave that
2020?
2020, everybody. We'll have flying cars.
Yeah.
We'll have more importantly, we'll have a DLC roadmap for 2020. We'll know about the next seasonal event, but we will also have flying cars, I've been told.
It's hard to choose.
We'll be with lead designer of Gearbox's live team, Graham Timmons, and we're super stoked for that.
And if you want to get your questions in, Greg, where do we do that?
Oh, it's simple, Fran. You go to kindafunny.com/Borderlands right after you follow twitch.tv/Borderlands. Right after you subscribe to youtube.com/Borderlands game. Right after, there's nothing really else to do.
There's always more.
After
you get some loot.
Accounts, you go to All-Star. Borderlands.com will have all the information on when the next show is going up, where all the merch is, what kind of discounts are happening, what Kevin's eating today. What'd you eat today, Kevin?
Sandwich.
He had a sandwich, everybody. I don't know if Borderlands.com's updated
Pertinent
about that
end
just
of the
yet.
show info.
But more importantly, they have the exact date. We're saying January 22nd-ish. We'll see what happens, of course. Most importantly, though, I mean, you need to go support Tess.
That's right.
Support Liz. They got all these shows.
55.
Support the entire stream team. There's shows going on. There's the Bordercast. There's all sorts of different things to do.
Which is on twitchtv.com/Borderlands. And might I suggest you set your live notifications, which is a great way to make sure you know when they're all going live.
That's a great point.
That's an
Set
extra
it for Fran,
credit.
too. FM300.
That's right.
Yeah,
Also check me out.
Yeah, there you go. See, I'm nice to you sometimes.
That's very nice.
Until next time, Vault Hunters, like,
follow,
and obey.